If someone handed me $10,000 right now to invest in Dividend stocks, here's exactly what I'd buy. Ticker by ticker, dollar by dollar. This isn't just theory. This is the exact portfolio I'd build from scratch if I were starting over today in November 2025. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how I'd allocate every dollar, what income you'd earn in year one, and how this portfolio could grow over the next decade. Investment philosophy. Before diving into tickers and numbers, let me share the philosophy behind this portfolio. The approach is simple. Focus on diversification, invest in quality over high yield, and take a long-term view. That means holding for 10 years or more and reinvesting all dividends during that time. We're combining low-cost ETFs with one reliable dividend growth stock and keeping a portion in cash for flexibility. The structure is designed especially for beginner or intermediate investors who want a reliable foundation with a mix of income and growth potential. 80% of the portfolio will go into ETFs, which offer instant diversification and lower risk. The remaining 20% goes into a blue-chip dividend stock. This balance gives you both stability and opportunity. Every dollar earned through dividends in the early years should be reinvested. Compound growth takes time, but it works best when you're consistent and patient. SCHD, 40%. We begin with the core of the portfolio, SCHD, the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. This is the bedrock. I'm putting 40% of the portfolio here. That's $4,000. At the current price of $26.75, that buys about 150 shares. SCHD pays quarterly dividends, and based on today's yield, that generates around $155 per year. So why allocate so much to SCHD? First, it has a long record of solid total returns. It holds high-quality U.S. companies with consistent earnings and strong balance sheets. The fund's expense ratio is just 0.06%, which means nearly every dollar stays in your pocket. It's a fund that delivers over time with less volatility than the broader market. Set up automatic dividend reinvestment, and SCHD will quietly accumulate more shares in the background, compounding your income each quarter. This is the kind of ETF you can hold through any market cycle. JEPI, 40%. Next, let's add an income booster, JEPI, the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. I'm allocating 20% of the portfolio here, or $2,000. At the current price of $56.88, that gets you around 35 shares. JEPI isn't a traditional dividend ETF. It uses an option strategy, specifically covered calls, to generate higher income. And it delivers. Right now, JEPI yields over 8%. That means this part of the portfolio brings in about $165 per year. What's even better is that it pays monthly, giving you a steady stream of income and a chance to reinvest more frequently. JEPI complements SCHD by focusing more on current income. It also adds strategic diversification through its equity premiums. This isn't where you go for fast capital appreciation, but if your goal is monthly income that can be reinvested or used for cash flow, JEPI earns its place. The appeal of monthly dividends shouldn't be underestimated. They provide a rhythm, a sense of momentum that helps investors stay engaged and committed. JEPI's structure is particularly appealing for those who want income to play a larger role in their portfolio. Retirees, semi-retirees, or even younger investors looking to build income early. The covered call strategy is what drives its high yield. Essentially, JEPI sells call options on a portion of its portfolio to generate extra income, which is then passed on to shareholders. Now, covered calls do cap upside growth in exchange for income. So while you're collecting those payouts, JEPI won't soar like a growth ETF during bull markets. That trade-off is intentional, and for income-focused investors, it's more than worth it. The underlying holdings are large-cap U.S. stocks, so there's still a solid foundation underneath the income strategy. This isn't a junk yield play. It's a professionally managed fund using a disciplined structure. JEPI also helps balance out the timing of cash flows in your portfolio. While SCHD pays quarterly, JEPI pays every month, giving you income more frequently. That matters when you're trying to reinvest efficiently or cover monthly expenses later in life. And when you pair JEPI with other ETFs, it smooths out your overall yield and reduces reliance on just one payment schedule. Psychologically, monthly income feels more tangible. Even if you're reinvesting it, there's a sense that your portfolio is working, and that helps investors stay consistent. It's much easier to hold through volatility when you're getting paid regularly. The key is to remember JEPI's role. It's not your growth engine, it's your income engine. That distinction matters. JEPI isn't meant to beat the S&P 500. It's meant to support your portfolio by providing reliable, ongoing cash flow. Used properly, it's a powerful tool, not just for income today, but for building a larger share base over time through consistent reinvestment. That's what gives you income tomorrow. And in a market that often feels uncertain, predictable income is a gift. VNQ, 15%. Now we add real estate exposure with VNQ, the Vanguard Real Estate ETF. I'm allocating $1,500 here, about 15% of the portfolio, which buys roughly 19 shares at today's price of $79. VNQ gives you instant access to a wide variety of real estate investment trusts, or REITs, across different sectors: commercial, residential, industrial, healthcare, and more. The current yield is around 4%, so you'd earn roughly $60 per year from this slice of the portfolio. Real estate offers unique benefits, especially as an inflation hedge. REITs are required by law to pay out 90% of their income to shareholders. That consistency makes VNQ a strong candidate for a diversified, dividend-driven strategy. And because real estate tends to behave differently than stocks, this also lowers the overall volatility of your portfolio. J&J Peakspad Procenti, with 15% of the portfolio, or $1,500, will invest in one of the most reliable dividend growth stocks in the world, Johnson & Johnson. At a share price of $186.74, you'd be able to purchase about 8 shares. That'll bring in approximately $22 per year, which doesn't sound like much, but here's the thing. J&J has raised its dividend for 63 consecutive years. That kind of consistency doesn't just happen. This is a healthcare and pharmaceutical giant with a diverse pipeline, a strong global footprint, and a fortress balance sheet. Dividends here grow around 5 to 6% annually. And because of that growth rate, the income from J&J compounds beautifully over time. You don't need a huge position. This is about quality over quantity. And if you don't have enough to buy a full share, fractional shares are your friend. Most brokers now allow you to invest in pieces of a company. There's no reason to avoid excellent businesses just because of price per share. J&J is the kind of company that quietly grows in the background. It's not going to double overnight, but it won't collapse overnight either. It's in the business of products people use every day, from medical devices and baby care to life-saving treatments. It holds up in recessions because people don't stop needing health care. That kind of stability is priceless in a dividend portfolio. It also means you're less likely to panic sell when markets get rough. You want anchors like this in your portfolio, names you don't have to babysit. There's also a psychological benefit to owning a company like Johnson & Johnson. You learn to appreciate slow, steady progress. You stop looking for quick wins and start recognizing the value of staying invested. You see the dividend increase by a few cents each year and realize this is working. That increase, even if it's small, tells you the company is profitable, responsible, and committed to shareholders. Over time, those small increases add up, especially when you're reinvesting. You can also use J&J as a mental benchmark. If your portfolio is underperforming but J&J is steady, that tells you something about the rest of your holdings. And if the dividend continues to rise, that's a silent signal that management is confident. In a noisy market, those signals are gold. That's why J&J isn't just another stock. It's a cornerstone. It brings peace of mind. And that's something most investors underestimate. Cash reserve, 10%. We'll keep 10%, that's $1,000, in cash, ideally in a high-yield savings account earning about 5% interest. That's an easy $50 per year in interest without touching the stock market. Why keep cash in a dividend portfolio? Because cash gives you options. It serves as an emergency buffer. It gives you dry powder if the market dips. And most importantly, it lets you avoid panic selling. If stocks drop another 5 to 10%, you've got funds ready to deploy. Keeping some money on the sidelines isn't a weakness. It's a strategy. Income breakdown, year 1. Let's zoom out. What does this portfolio produce in year 1? From SCHD, you're getting $155. JEPI gives you $165. VNQ adds another $60. Johnson & Johnson contributes $22, and your cash reserve earns $50 in interest. That's $452 in total, or a 4.52% yield on your $10,000. This income arrives in monthly and quarterly intervals. And if reinvested, those dollars start building your snowball. You may not notice it at first, but give it time. 10-year growth projection. Now let's look forward. With consistent reinvestment and an estimated 7% annual return, your $10,000 grows steadily. By year 5, your portfolio could be worth around $14,000, producing about $550 a year in dividends. By year 10, that same $10,000 becomes roughly $19,672, generating $890 annually. That's the snowball effect. In just 10 years, you've nearly doubled your capital and income without adding a single extra dollar. And if you do contribute monthly, those numbers will rise even faster. Dividend investing isn't about explosive short-term gains. It's about steady, sustainable growth. Every reinvested dividend buys more shares. More shares create more income. That's how you build real, lasting wealth. How to implement this portfolio. If this sounds like the kind of portfolio you want to build, here's what to do next. Open an account with a brokerage that supports fractional shares, like Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. Fund the account and place limit orders, not market orders. That way, you buy at the price you're comfortable with. Turn on automatic dividend reinvestment for each holding. That way, every payment, whether it's $5 or $50, buys more shares. Track your portfolio with a simple spreadsheet. Monitor your income and growth quarterly. Don't check it every day. Let the system work. And don't chase yield. Stick to quality, stay diversified, and give yourself time. Start small if you need to. You don't need $10,000 up front to begin building wealth. Even $100 invested today with the right habits can snowball over time. Focus more on consistency than perfection. There will always be market noise, volatility, and fear-driven headlines. Ignore them. Dividends don't care about the news cycle. They get paid regardless. Stay invested through the ups and downs. Reinvest consistently, even during downturns. That's when the best buying opportunities happen. Avoid flipping between strategies. Stick with dividend investing if you believe in it. Don't abandon it just because growth stocks start trending again. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Learn to appreciate boring. Boring companies often make the best long-term investments. Review your holdings twice a year, but don't micromanage. If a company cuts its dividend, revisit your thesis. Otherwise, stay the course. Celebrate small wins. Your first $1 in passive income matters. It's proof that the system works. Share your progress with a community, whether it's a subreddit, a Discord server, or just a friend who's also investing. Learn from other investors, but don't blindly copy them. Know your risk tolerance and goals. Use dips to dollar cost average into strong positions. Automate as much as possible. Automation removes emotion. And finally, be patient. The results in year 10 will make year 1 look small, but none of it happens if you give up early. That's how I'd invest $10,000 in dividend stocks right now. In November 2025, you've got a solid foundation with SCHD, income generation with JEPI, diversification through real estate with VNQ, blue chip stability from Johnson & Johnson, and flexibility through a cash reserve. It's simple, realistic, and effective. With time, consistency, and patience, this portfolio can generate real passive income and grow your capital along the way. If you got value from this video, hit that like button. It helps push this content to more investors who want real, grounded strategies. Subscribe if you're serious about long-term investing and want more breakdowns like this. Share your favorite dividend ETF or stock in the comments. What are you buying right now? Let's keep building income, one dividend at a time.